This is Gatwick and it's lift tour time. To get into Gatwick I went on a crawly guided busway. This busway used to run Scanias, they've now been replaced with Right Bus Series 2s. Right then, let's take a ride on the guided busway. What's different about this busway to other similar systems such as the Cambridge guided busway and Luton Dunstable guided busway is that these two systems are really long and really fast. What's different about the crawly guided busway is that very little of it is actually guided, and the few sections that are guided are really short. It's quite weird. Anyway, here is a guided section of the busway. And now, not much of it is guided. For example, take this little tiny bit, but it's only about 20 metres long. That was literally it. Such a tiny little bit of guided bus. What is the point? It's like a council just wanted to be up and with it and modern, and what's the modern thing to have? A guided busway. So he went and installed a few little guided bits, and now on this section of road to start off with, there's just a bus lane. Then halfway along the road it turns into a guided busway, which doesn't make sense at all. Why wouldn't they make a whole bit of road guided busway rather than starting a guideway halfway down? And now the buses got up to speed. Guess what the driver does? He pulls into the other lane and avoids the busway. So disappointing! But it is quite interesting, because if the bus was to go on the guided busway, it'd have to slow all the way down so it could vent a line with the busway to join it, which should mean having to slow down again once the bus had got to a decent speed, and that wastes time, so all of the drivers don't actually use a lot of the sections of this guided busway. And this is another point where the driver just went and avoided the busway. It seems to be a regular occurrence, like a completely useless busway, but the council just installed just so they could be modern and say they have a guided busway. And now along we go to Gatwick. Right then, let's go to the first lift, and it is a... Oh, and that was a fart. Right, and here we go into Gatwick and along to the first lift, which is the service lift. And since last time I was here, this lift has been modernised into an eco-disc. And now to the lifts next to the service lift. These are some eco-discs and go between level 0, which is the buses, level 2's departures, 3's arrivals, and 4 is a viewing area which is never open, because in this airport they do not like people watching the aeroplanes. Very mean. I didn't really manage to get much film of these lifts because they're very busy. So now we go along to some more eco-discs. These ones are brand new and they go up the tower. This tower used to be some offices but it's now been turned into a hotel. And now we go along to a nice Schindler MRL.
Door closing. Floor 2, door opening.
And now we go to some really nice 2 meters a second, 3rd generation eco-discs going up the tower. Eco-discs are really fast and efficient when going between floors. Let's take a look at how really nice and efficient these lifts are. And now we go along to a little Schindler lift that goes down to a lower departures area, which is only used when the airport is busy. This lift has a 45-degree rotator dual button as the go button. And now we go along to the double helix staircase, which goes down to where the staff buses used to be. It go along to the staff car parks, but these buses no longer seem to be running here. And next to this double helix staircase used to be the really spooky Keithley Schindler go up into a service area. They've got rid of this lift! Very disappointing. Anyway, here's an old video of this lift from a previous lift tour. And now we go along just outside of the airport and along to an office building, and let's ride a nice Schindler lift here. Now going back into the airport and along to where the nice glass cone M-series lifts used to be. And they've gone! They've got rid of them! Here's a video of them from my previous lift tour. And now we go along to where the airport buses run, and along to some nice Schindler MRLs.
Floor 2, door opening.
And now we go into the car park where some more really nice third generation eco discs.
Door closing. Second floor. Door opening.
And now we go along to the hotel. This hotel is really posh.
Fourth floor and the depth of the lounge.
And now we go along to the next lifts. On the outside of these lifts, the two different lifts have different indicators. The one on the right looks like it has a Schindler indicator, and then the one on the left has a cone indicator. Quite weird.
First floor, reception.
And now going back along to the airport and along to the train station. Didn't even bother riding lifts here because they're so crap. And now we go back into the main part of the airport and along to another service lift. And now we go along some little Schindler hydraulic lifts that go down to a lower lounge level for first class customers. And now we go along to the transit train. This transit train is totally awesome and was originally an Adtran C100. This transit train was recently replaced and it's now a Bombardier CX100. This transit train goes across to the North Terminal. Let's ride it!
Please prepare to board the shuttle to the North Terminal.
Welcome to the shuttle to Gatwick North Terminal. We want you to have a great start to your journey, so please use the lifts that are clearly signposted, especially if you have luggage or children with you.
From London Gatwick to over 50 destinations worldwide. Discover our network and find out more at ba.com/Gatwick. British Airways. To fly, to serve.
Welcome to the North Terminal. Please proceed upstairs for check-in, departures, or downstairs for arrival.
And here I am at the North Terminal, and over here there's some really nice third generation ecodists going down to the lower runway.
Doors closed. Right, level. Doors open. Doors up.
And now along some more really nice third generation ecodists going up to the other transit train platform.
Avenue level. Doors open.
And now we go along some more really nice third generation ecodists, and these ones, the shaft is translucent and the lifts have lights on them. When you watch the lifts from the outside you can see the lights go through the shaft, which makes a really nice effect.
Turn up. Doors closed. Doors open.
And now along to one of the car parks and to some Otis Gen 2s. And now going back into the transit train station where some more really nice third generation ecodiscs.
Avenue level. Doors open.
And now along to a car park. The lifts here used to be some old Otis modernised by Otis, but it's now being replaced with some third generation ecodists. Firstly, here is an old video of what these lifts used to be like.
For great iron deals, visit GatwickAirport.com.
lifts unlike today. This time the lift I was in seemed to have a bit of a problem. Despite the fact I'd pressed the button before the doors closed, the lift recoiled downwards. And now we go along to the really posh hotel, which has some really nice glass Otis lifts. And now we go along to the service lift, which is an awesome 80s Otis Series 1. And now we go along to the next service lift. This lift has a weird mezzanine floor between ground and podium, which is quite weird, and also this lift recoils to the ground floor. But if you press a button while the lift's recalling, it will stop in mid-tracks and go to your floor. And now to the next lift, which is a glass Otis Gen 2. In this lift, someone had left the key in for priority service.
Stand clear, door closed. Stand clear, door closed. Stand clear, door closed. Stand clear, door closed. closed. Stand clear. Doors closed.
And now going back into the North Terminal of the airport and going into the main airport area. The lifts here used to be quite nice chandeliers from the early 80s. These weren't really like chandeliers usual lifts, which are usually really posh. These are sort of like the design for transport infrastructure, which is a bit more heavy duty version. These lifts are simply replaced with eco-lifts.
Flight departures and check-ins.
And here's what the lifts are like today.
Ground floor. Doors open.
And now we go along to a service lift. And now let's take a look at airport buses. A thing I really like about airports is they have all these buses going all over the place to loads of long stay car parks and various hotels around the airport. And these buses are often free and are really fun to ride. The first bus I went on was a really nice Mercedes-Benz Citaro to the long stay car parks.
Approaching bus stop 1, servicing parking zone Z. Approaching bus stop 5, servicing parking zones X and W. Approaching bus stop 6, servicing parking zones X and V. Approaching bus stop 7, servicing parking zones Z and U.
Along we go into the Hampton Hotel, which has some really nice chandeliers, and I haven't actually seen this model of chandelier before. And now along to the next lift, which is just a generic.
Doors closing. First floor.
And And now along we go back to the buses, and let's take another ride in the airport car park bus. This one is a really nice Optare Versa. When I got on this bus, what I didn't realise was that this is not actually one of which actually belongs to an outside privately owned car park. And this bus actually went 10 miles. It was really weird on this bus because it's like, where's it going? Especially when it suddenly went down the motorway, like, wow, this is a nice ride, but where's it going? And it's quite worrying, especially when I thought a driver might realise I was just riding on the bus and then he might not let me back to the airport and I'd be stranded. Anyway, here's the ride on the bus. And when I did get to the car park 10 miles out, there was another bus going back to the airport, so I quickly got on that before anyone noticed I wasn't meant to be there. This bus is an Optare Solo SR, which is very similar to the Optare Versa. The only differences is that the Optare Solo SR is slightly shorter, has different styling at the front, and is wheel forward rather than door forward on the Optare Versa. Here's my video of this really nice Optare Solo SR. And now I'm back in the airport and it's now night time, so let's take a nighttime ride on the transit train.